Hey gorgeous people, I am making this video today to focus on a topic that came up under my Q&A inquiry, you can say. A topic that I think is very important and very controversial, and there's so much depth to it, and it's so complicated as well, or complex you can say, and that is actually infidelity. And what is that, and why does that happen? So for today's video, I want to just focus on this topic as itself, and I will rather make another video answering the other questions that I had as well. And you may keep coming up with questions if you have them. I am again open as a colorful book. I believe that sharing is caring, and that's how we will just get stronger by sharing our experiences and our thoughts and perspectives in that way. So let's talk about infidelity or utroskap and cheating. What is this? How to actually define it? I would recommend everybody to watch the video first of the TED Talk, which is really informative and comes up with lots of different perspectives and also research on this topic. So what I think is that to define it is also very complicated, because defining cheating is different for every relationship and every couple or persons in that way, because everybody's different. And what I think is also important here is that people actually talk about what is cheating for them, so they know what is expected from each other. But what she said in the video, which was quite interesting, was that she divided on three terms. One was the secret of having a relationship, that keeping something from someone is breakage of the trust that you have with someone. The other one is the emotional part of it, the feelings that you have for somebody else. And then the word that was quite fun was, or the begrepp in that way, is the sexually alchemy. The fact that not just having sex with somebody, but also just the thought of having sex with somebody, or the thought of kissing somebody else, is actually also cheating. That actually made quite a lot of sense, because just thinking about it and imagining that is also cheating, because then that's something that you actually want and desire. Of course, it's maybe something different from actually what you would do in real life, but that you have the desire for it and that you want it, maybe it's deep down inside, is saying that something's not right in that way, and something that there is something that you would like to discover, not just with somebody else, because your partner maybe not be fulfilling. It's not usually about the partner, it's about that you want to maybe discover something with yourself, discovering a part of you, and that is hard to deny. And is also why ever since monogamy has existed, also infidelity has also existed. It goes intertwined. It's really hard to find a relationship that can be totally monogamous. I'm not saying that monogamy cannot work. Yes, it can work in many ways for many people, and that is the right way to go for them. But I just want to highlight how complicated and how hard it is, because we are putting so much expectations on this one fucking person. That this one person is supposed to be your emotional companion, or your intellect equal in that way, or somebody who's supposed to discover you and give you all the attention and love that you need, and also challenge you to be a new person, and connect with you in every single way, is nearly impossible. And also the expectations you put on somebody else, it makes it even harder to actually fulfill it. And how monogamy can be this way of just false security it's trying to give, because 50% of all marriages end up in divorce. And that says how hard this is, and how maybe impossible it is for most people. And that's why I would love to draw in how polyamory, or being polyamorous, can be another way to go. I'm not saying having many partners is easy, not at all. But the fact that how I, for example, can get have a connection with one person where we connect on the artistic side. We see colors in the same way, but spiritually she challenges me because I'm not that spiritual, but she is, so I can learn that through her and understand more of that maybe world through her. And so she's also creating something new in me, or exploring something new in myself when I'm with her. And then I have another person who is super successful, and she's driven, and she has a very rational and logical mind that I truly adore, and we connect on there. And then we have this other person, and that's something totally different again. And then how every connection I have with somebody is truly unique, and I can never really get everything in one. Or more or less, I can say that I want so much in life. I want so much. I have so many desires and so many things I want to explore with other people, but also with myself. And therefore, I know this monogamy will never fucking work. Maybe. I do truly hope that maybe one day I will find this person that will sweep me off my feet, and I'll be in love and la forever. But I'm also wondering if it's just this culture and my childhood, and how the culture is just like society has pushed on you that you need to find one person that you're gonna be forever in love with, and that person's gonna fulfill you and make you whole and yada yada yada. And it's like, okay, I guess I have to find that then. And then end up finding that I am basically been single my whole fucking life. I'm 28 years old now. And I am realizing maybe I would maybe never find that one person. Even though I notice, like, deep down inside, I really truly do. But we'll have to have patience and wait and see and just be open. That's what I'm trying to think. But that's why what I notice, especially when it comes to infidelity that can also happen in polyamorous relationship, is communication and talking with each other and beforehand what it means to cheat for them. But also it also differs when you actually are in that situation in real life, because you don't really know where your boundary is before you actually meet them. And also to have an open relationship where you're like, okay, cool, now I meet them, now I like to take this back, or now we need to define this differently, because life is dynamic, and to have a partner for 30, 50 years, it's something that will go up and down and go in different phases, and communication therefore is fucking vital, key number one. But also to dare to tell your partner that right now maybe I'm keen on exploring somebody else, or just I'm keen on getting this in love feeling again, because being in love also lasts only like the oxytocin hormone that comes in that creates this feeling in love, the förälskelsesfølelse, is also something that only lasts 3 to 12 months. And being in a partner for a longer time, and it can be very easy to go in the old routine spore that's okay, same thing every day. And some people love that and thrive in that, all good for you. But I know a lot of people are very, in general, want to discover things. We are nysgjerrig. Forgot totally what that was in English now. Nysgjerrige vesener. Curious. We're curious beings in a way. And we always want to discover and want to see if we can find more happiness or become greater or even better, That is the unique things with us humans, that we always want to get better. But that also makes it much complicated. And she also brought something in this video, how we want what we can't have. And I hate that statement, but it's so fucking true. I hate how it's so true, because it makes this like being hard to get, this game, actually work. And I hate games. It's like, But then that means also, if you are in a relationship with somebody for a very long time, you have what you want. It's very easy for it to be dull. And then you want something that you can't have, that you see on the street or on TV or wherever. But also noticing that love is not just it's not like you have this jar of, okay, this is how much love I can give, and then if I have one partner, it will go, I have only this left for all my friends and nobody else, or this is all I have and this is all I can get for one person. I noticed that my love is abundance. There's not a limit to it. Just because I'm in love with some person doesn't mean I can be in love with another person, or create these loving feelings, or care and build a relationship with one. Because it's dynamic. You have abundance. The more you give, the more you get. You know. And that way, for me, to cheat is more of a way of just has a like desire that you want to fulfill, and having that, if I would have a partner, me going around and having sex with other people would never really compete with the partner I have at home, because the person I have at home would have this long relationship where we have built for more years, and therefore it's hard to compete with some person that's there and just as a fling, or and then also be communicated of it when you get back home. Because like if I knew my take for her girlfriend will go out and have sex with another guy, I'd be like, okay, cool, tell me more about it. I want to live through you, because I know I just want the best for I just want the best for you. And if that is having sex with somebody else for one day, or creating this love affair with somebody, as long as I know that you love me as much, and therefore create that space where I can just be happy for her and live vicariously, my new favorite word, live through somebody, but also in sexually wise. Therefore I know cheating will be different for me in that way. But of course, again, cheating is also so very different, and but no, sorry. What I wanted to say is, being polyamorous is not easy as well, because there is so many different factors, and then you not only have to be communicated with one, you have to communicate with many people, make it such much a harder equation. So I get monogamy can be much easier, definitely for the first round, but how in many ways you kind of doomed for failure, because infidelity is so fucking big risk. I'm not saying that it's meant for everybody, but when it's like she said, almost 70% of people in a relationship has had an infidelity kind of occurrence. That says something. Yeah. I think I'm going to round it off there, I think, for now. And I want to hear more about what you guys had to say, or if you disagree with me, or you have your own perspective. Yeah, I can tell you one thing that, just to round it up-ish, is that I said I'd never really had a boyfriend or a girlfriend in that way. But I had this one kind of relationship back in the days when I was like 23, and that was like the first time that I actually cheated on somebody that I had a relationship with. And it was funny because I got drunk on a staff party, and I was with a guy, and that was also the beginning of the time where I was really wanting to explore more females, but it wasn't fucking easy back then, so I was like, okay, we do that. So I had this craving for females, so I ended up, when I got really drunk, to make the hell out of this girl in the bathroom. It's fucking hot. But I got so much guilt when I got back home, and full angst of what did I do? And then my boyfriend at the time was like, oh, but it was a girl? No, it's okay. I don't care. I'm like, but what? That's the same thing for me. If I kiss a man or I kiss a girl, that's cheating for me. And I'm like, how can you not see that this is still an emotional thing for me? I thought I kind of attacked that as he didn't understand that this is also emotional cheating in that way, emotional bond for me to have this with this girl, as same as with a man. But what I also understood later on now, that men feel less intimidated when I'm with other females, because they feel like, well, we can't give you the same thing. So therefore, it's nothing that I can compete with. It's not a man, then it's okay, then something like testosterone is competitive in that way. So the female, I can never give you what a female does to you. So it's like, they're like, yeah, it's okay. So I understand that more now, how that's different for them. Which is also quite interesting. But for females, it's usually also the same. But I also get more empathy if I'm with a girl and it's like, okay, I need a dick right now. They're like, yeah, I can get that, because dildos or vibrators are not always the same thing, you know. There's positive and negative sides to both of them. But I can also be totally honest and say that I actually have been the other girl in a couple of relationships. And many people, has told me like, oh, how can you do this? And this is such a shameful thing to do. Think about this other person and yada yada yada. The first time was when I was like 16, so it was something totally different then. But I had sex with somebody who had a girlfriend for quite a long time, and they were quite close, and I knew the girlfriend, and it was super awkward. Became this kind of a weird thing, but I noticed he was quite drunk, and I totally took advantage of him. I was like, yeah, okay, I don't care. But what my argument was at the end then was that how this has nothing to really do with me. This is his responsibility. This is his relationship with this other girl. That has nothing to do with me in that way. That's about their communication and what's in between them. And yes, you can maybe feel obligated that I had to tell the other female that what happened. But what I always know, it always comes out in one time or another, but always in the right, or in that, and the time it was supposed to be created, you know, or the time is supposed to be. And 2 years later, now it's out, and they're broke up and all that. But he was devastated after that happened. He was so adorable, cute. But for me, that was it was interesting to see that, but also how I got a lot of shame for not telling that girl. And if it was a girl that was somebody I really cared about, I would never do that in the first place. So. But yeah, fan meg kan sagt det här kanske. But yeah, okay, I'm real. I'm just talking about shit that I'm thinking about right now. Okay, but yes, let me know what you guys think, your views and perspectives. I am, however, really looking forward to the tour that's coming up in just like 2 weeks. It's gonna be a fucking intense 2 weeks for me. And looking forward to meeting all of you girls in Stavanger, Bergen, Trondheim, and Lofoten. Yay! It's gonna be fun. I still think I have a couple tickets left for all events, and I'm planning another one in Oslo in August sometime. I haven't really decided on where and when. Probably again will be definitely Titty Techno. That we will arrange. I also came up with me and my friend came up with another idea that would be really fun. But that's like for all genders, but like a naked techno party. I'm so embarrassed. Like not a sex party, but just where you could be naked and dance and drink beer and just like casually be social with just being naked, you know? It's fucking liberating as fuck. Okay, I will round it off there, and thank you guys for listening, and I'll talk to you guys soon.